welcome to another episode of the Pursuing Greatness podcast, the place experts share their wisdom on living well by mastering health, wealth, relationships, and spirit. Before we get started, I want to let you know that the best way to support the show is just to subscribe, like, and share this episode with your friends and family. Also, if you'd like to learn more about how to master life, check out our website at pursuinggreatnesspodcast.com. With that said, I hope you enjoy the episode. We have a very special guest with us today, so grab your pen and paper and enjoy the journey. All right, we are live. Today we have with us Michael Georgiou. Michael is the co-founder of Imaginovation, an award-winning technology company, and also a podcaster, marketing leader, and business storyteller. Michael, thank you very much for jumping on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you on. To get everybody started, why don't you tell everybody who you are, what you do, and how you got started down that path in the first place?
Yeah, definitely. Really, the whole journey started with, it was about 9 years ago, me and my brother-in-law came up with this idea to start a web development agency. And it started organically, 100% bootstrapped. I came from Australia. I did my master's degree there. So not that I'm from there, but I was there in 2010, 2011. And then I came back and I was unemployed for about 7 months. And yeah, it was pretty crazy. So, my brother-in-law, my future brother-in-law at that time, he was getting ready to marry my sister, and he was a tech guru, and he worked at a large technology company, and he said, hey, let's be 50-50 partners, and you kind of be head of marketing, he'll be head of tech. So it's like a really good fine balance.
Nice.
And we came up with the name Imaginovation, which is imagination turns to innovation. That was more of the personality of our brand. And then the reason we started, Gabriel, is because we had developers overseas that Pete, my business partner, had known, and they were willing to work for free for us for about 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah. And that's the reason we started, honestly, like thanks to them, because that opportunity. And 3 weeks in after we started, we incorporated the company. I was aggressively marketing, selling. We didn't spend any money nearly. I was selling on Craigslist, putting ads all over Craigslist, all over, man. Like I probably put in a few hundred ads. I got banned from Craigslist about 5 or 6 times. And I just found ways to pivot, didn't make excuses. I found ways to make the ads different and make them more unique. And yeah, I was just able to continue to sell on that platform. And, it didn't give us the best leads, but, it paid, it helped us to grow and start the company and pay the bills. And then we just grew from there. And then 3 weeks after we started, I closed a $10,000 deal. And yeah, not bad for 3 weeks in. And
not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad. And we just grew from there, man, and went through the whole startup culture and then, the ups and downs, the roller coaster, a lot of the times where you want to quit and you want to give up. And we just kept going, man. So we grinded hard, reinvested everything back into the business, took very low salaries for 3 to 4 years, paying ourselves about $1,000 a month, not even minimum wage. Working anywhere from 8 to 15 hours a day. And then Pete was able to quit his full-time job. And then he was working day to day with me at the company. And we just were able to hit I believe we hit the $1 million mark at year 5 or 6. I don't remember. I think it was like year 5 or 6. And now we're almost 9 years in. So
wow, I love it.
Yeah, and right now the team is about the size of around 25 full-time people. At 1.3 or 2.5 years ago, we were almost 55 to 60 full-time people. So it just shows how companies scale up and down, but we'll get back there. But now we're just known as a turnkey tech company building web and mobile apps for startups to even enterprise-level companies. We do some AI, IoT, and pretty much turn any idea into a reality. So that's long story short, that's what we do.
No, I love it. One thing that we really like here, or that I like to discuss with guests, is especially ones that started a company, is the beginning, because it's always, that is the hard part. Once you got a business and it's running, it's not easy, but it's not It's not like the stress and the strain that you feel when you're starting the business. And, you know, you guys, it sounds like you guys had a little bit of a boon there at the start because you were connected somehow with a development company that you got to work for free. Go into that story. How'd that happen?
Well, Pete, my business partner, he knew these developers. So they were in India, and he knew these developers he worked with them at a previous job. So he had a relationship with them. And then we just had that connection to India, and then we just built our team organically. So we ended up having this hybrid model where we employ people here in the US and in India. We started to perfect it. And don't get me wrong, man, like we went through, I mean, having offshore people, it's very, very difficult. It's a model that is a lot of companies can't conquer it. And quite frankly, most of them fail at it. And it's just very, very hard. And culture, communication, quality of work, all that stuff, it's just very difficult. So we just never gave up, and we continued to improve. And over time, we just got better at it, like anything, right? You just keep going and trying to improve on your mistakes. And we kept persevering, and we were very, very, very patient during the process. And we incorporated a lot of our passion as well, loving what we did. And it just got us through a lot of hard times, man. Honestly, it was, it's funny when you start a company, and I'm sure you know this, you being an entrepreneur, when you start any business, it's not the glimpse and glamour that you see on Facebook with the Ferraris and all this crap. It's just crazy. All the stuff going on, the false realities, right? So I like to tell people that it's fun, it's enjoyable, but it also can be hell, and it can be very difficult. There's a lot of tough grinding and hard work, and it takes a lot of, for me, I believe, I call it the 3 Ps. You have to incorporate an insane amount of patience, perseverance, and passion. If you have those 3 things, you will have a high chance of making it. Hard work is a part of it. It's a part of the perseverance factor, but it's not just hard work, because you can work 18 hours a day, you get burnt out, and you can fail. So you have to work smart, and you have to keep improving over time. So it's just about being consistent and just keep moving. And then you start to find your rhythm, and then you lose your rhythm, and then you get it back again, and then you lose your rhythm, and you get it back again. So it's I like to kind of tell the reality of it.
Yeah, no, I love it. And for patience, perseverance, and passion, I think that's a really good kind of motto when you're getting into the new thing, because I'm totally with you. When I started, I run a couple businesses, the podcasting and then real estate investing. And, when I started both of them, there are times when you wake up and I just think to myself, I'm like, okay, is my mind going to be in a good space or a bad space? It doesn't really matter, because I'm going to do the same things, but it's almost a toss up, because it is such a roller coaster when you're going through everything, because you have this expectation, you have this dream, you had your tech company that you wanted to start. And you had this picture in your mind. Once you get into the reality of executing that picture, it all goes to shit. The general frame is going to stay there, but it's amazing how many things that you actually run into when you're starting to build something. And patience, perseverance, and passion are definitely key ingredients for getting yourself over the humps that you will inevitably run into.
And I like what you just said real quick about the instant gratification element, because that, I think, is a big issue, especially with the younger generation. They want things so quickly. They want things instantly. And I'm sure social media has something to do with it right now, where things are evolving, things are changing. It was different when you and I were kids, but we have a lack of patience. And I think it's good to be mindful that, you know what, if you want to build anything great, it's going to take years and years of work. You're not going to expect it overnight. So.
Yeah. And I even tell people, you should dedicate, because obviously if you've been going at something for 5 years and you haven't had any results, you should definitely pivot. There is a point at which you do need to accept reality and make changes. But I definitely think that point never comes before a year. You need to give whatever you're doing at least a year. If you don't see some kind of improvement, some kind of movement, then definitely move on. Change your position in life, but at least give whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, give it a year, because that is the time that it'll take to really see the movement that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Awesome. So, let's get into your business today. So you guys you're doing app development, correct? And web development?
That's right. App, web, mobile. Yeah, pretty much anything digitizing old platforms. Sometimes companies will come to us and they have like an old legacy portal or something like that that hasn't been touched for 10 years, and they're making, they're generating revenue on it. Sometimes I even wonder how they're doing it, but hey, and they come to us and they're just like, hey, listen, guys, we have a big problem. Our intranet portal basically runs our company, and it's failing, and it needs a lot of redesign and all this stuff. So we work with them and we modernize it.
Gotcha. I love it. So, I mean, there are people who are listening and watching who are growing their businesses, who are even starting or considering to start their own business. And offshore is a big thing these days, because, we're a very distributed team base in the modern world. And, looking offshore, hiring offshore is a consideration of a lot of companies. What are some, I guess, your top 2 tips when you're considering doing remote works, hiring remote workers?
I think there are similar characteristics with offshore and onshore in terms of hiring. You have to really hire slowly and fire quickly. And I hate to use the word fire because I hate to do it. And I know all of us as business owners have done it, and we will do it, because sometimes you're going to have the wrong employee. It's just a part of it. It's reality. But you're going to do less firing if you have the right people. So essentially, what we do is we have a thorough interview process. We have a recruiting company in India and here in the US that we built a relationship with, and they give us really good talent. They vet them. We tell them what we want. They vet them. They give us good candidates, and we go through like 3 or 4 interviews with them, screening, tech interview, and all that good stuff. And then we decide if they're a good fit or not, right? And then we give them 3 months to see how the performance is. And if they don't perform well, then it's part of the recruiting contract. And then also we get people that come to us from LinkedIn and Indeed and all of that. And that's worked here and there, but we try to implement the same process. So hire slowly. Don't be impulsive with your hiring. We've done it as well, where we're desperate to hire because we'll get a new contract. We'll be like, oh, we just closed a $100K deal, big application. We need someone immediately. That's part of scaling. You need to prepare your processes and your company in a way that, okay, let's have some buffer time, 3 to 4 weeks, let's just say, if we do sign a client, let's work on some strategy. Let's do a discovery with them. Let's do all of this other stuff to give us some time to hire the right talent. But as you grow and as you scale, you start to just figure out how to really allocate the right resources to the right project, and how to hire efficiently and effectively. But all that just comes from experience. I mean, we're still learning, even 9 years in. I think we're still considerably young as a company. It's very young, but yeah, man. My advice is to just hire slowly, hire strategically. Don't be impulsive with it. Don't show desperation, because especially when you're going to hire salespeople, and I'm a sales and marketing guy, so I'm not biased, but they're going to be there to sell. They're going to sell you in the interview. So try to really analyze them, get to know them personally, figure out, can you have a beer with this person? Can you not to the point where you're going to be friends, but can you essentially, can you build a long-term relationship with this person? Are you cool with them? Can you have fun with them? Because you're going to be working with them for a long time. So you need to be able to have that rapport. That's very important. It's not just about skills and talent and experience. That goes a long way, but you have to add the human element to it. And that's the personality. That's their story. That's all of that. So I think that's very vital.
Absolutely. Hire slow, fire fast, and look for integrity and character when you're
Correct.
When you're hiring. Great pieces of advice. Awesome. Well, Michael, we are towards the end of the episode. I'm going to go into the quick question round. So there's going to be 5 really quick questions. Answer them as you will. First one goes into books. I'm a big bookie. So your favorite business book and your favorite general life advice book, what are they?
So I'm going to shock you here. This is crazy, but I've actually never read a full book in my life.
Wow, I love it.
I know it's crazy, and it's a little. I'm a little vulnerable saying that because I'm like, man, that's crazy. I haven't, but that is a goal that I have. I read snippets of books, like I can tell you this, Seth Godin.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I've read pieces of his book, and I've read pieces of Lewis Howe's School of Greatness. So I've taken a lot of different things from books, but never read a full book. And I've probably read full books online, maybe, but nothing that really comes to mind. A little bit of Tony Robbins, but yeah, man, just
it's all good. We all get our education from different areas, and
right.
Books might not be the way that you get it, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Moving on, this one's kind of in your wheelhouse. Your favorite app or tool?
I would say I do love Slack. Yeah, Slack's a good one, at least on a business perspective. It's really good for communication. It eliminates email. Emails sometimes get cluttered. I think Slack is one of my favorite apps. Yeah, Slack is good. And I love LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn a lot, so I love the LinkedIn app. And yeah, I would say LinkedIn and Slack are probably one of the top two.
Yep. And for those who don't know what Slack is, it's kind of like an IM platform for your business. It's super useful. Next one, what is the habit that contributes most to your success?
I would say my faith. So in the morning, what I do is every single morning is, I'll wake up, take a shower, and I always pray in the morning, always. So I try to incorporate some prayer or meditation every single morning. If I don't have that, then I don't feel complete. I don't feel like I just feel a little lost. Mm-hmm. So that, when you connect with a higher power, for me, it's very important. So, I talk to God every morning. That's important to me.
I love that. Yeah. You definitely have to connect to the higher source. I mean, especially when it comes to morning routines, I think that's one of the most important things that you can do. Apologize, my throat's having issues this morning. Final one, if somebody wanted to connect with you, what is the best way for them to reach out?
I would say probably LinkedIn.
Okay.
I'm on there a lot. Yeah. That's probably even better than email. LinkedIn's very powerful. It's a booming platform. And I'm always trying to grow my audience. So just it would be at the Michael Georgiou.
All right. So LinkedIn, if you want to reach out to Michael, go to at the Michael Georgiou on LinkedIn. It's the best way to do it. I will also put his LinkedIn URL in the show notes. So if you want to click through there, go ahead and reach out to Michael. Awesome. Well, Michael, thank you very much for jumping on the show. I appreciated having you on here. For everybody who came on this journey with us, thank you guys for showing up. Again, the best way to support the show is just to subscribe, like, and share with your friends and family. And we look forward to having you on the next episode.
Awesome. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for sticking with us on another episode of the Pursuing Greatness podcast. I hope you got a lot of value out of that guest. Again, the best way to support the show is just to subscribe, like, and share with your friends and family. Also, check out pursuinggreatnesspodcast.com if you want to get more information about what we do and what we offer. I hope you guys have a great day and keep living in integrity with yourselves. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode coming shortly.